Okay, so let's start talking about the home page, or ana sayfa as we call it in Turkish. And let's consider whether it is appropriate for your website to actually have such a big header, which with a video and everything, which is going to show up on every page, or whether it might not be smarter to make a different kind of header and then to have whatever that is attractive, like a video or big photographs or a gallery or whatever, only on the home page. So that's what we're going to be looking at, because you see what's going to happen is that this huge header with this huge cat is going to be on all the other pages as well. So these silly little pages that I made before, it's always going to be there. And do we want that? Or instead, do we want to have a much more simple header, but then have something like this video, which is very attractive, down here? So that's what we are now going to start to look at. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to now delete the strip, move this all the way up here, bring the header up, and in fact I want to make this even smaller. So I'm going to delete all of it, go to my library where I already have one which is smaller, I think, I hope. Actually, I don't have it here, but I'm pretty sure I have it in this one here. There we go. So now what I can do is I can just copy this and come here where I don't have anything right now and just paste it in here, because you can do that. This is something quite wonderful that Wix allows you to do. If you have two sites, you can actually use one of the sites like a library and then copy and paste from one to the other, which is a really great feature that they have. So I have now made an even smaller thing, and what I did is I extended this dark area behind the menu all the way over here, and now I can make this even narrower. And now I'm going to add the strip, that video strip, here, and also make it wider. And now let's add the video. So I have everything nicely organized in folders right now. You can create a new folder from here, you can give it a name, and then you can put everything inside the folders, and it's a really good idea to do that in order to be organized. And then all you do is, so I have a folder here called logo cats, and this was one of my logo cats, so I can just drag it in here. And then I have another one here, which is the white version of that. I can drag that in here as well. This is just a sort of lonely thing, this can stay out there. So now we have one here. I uploaded quite a few of them, as you can see, and now I can just add that in here. But I think I got the wrong one, so I think I need this one. Okay. Now we can move the header down a bit, the footer, sorry, and I am going to talk about the footer some more, actually, in another video, because I just put these things here, and obviously they have to look much nicer, better designed. So now let's see what our home page, oh, oops, this slipped, so we just need to, oops, bring that down, let's see, perfect. So now here we have the cat, and this also needs to come out like this, needs to go all the way to the edge. So now we have a different kind of home page where we have a huge video, we have the footer, we have the header, And then when we go to the other pages, we no longer have that. Now obviously these aren't designed yet, so once we design those, then it'll start looking quite different. So I'm going to stop this portion of it right now, and then we will talk about what else we can do, what else we can add to this home page right here. I added 3 boxes to this, where I have this mazeritim var, asabiyim, and sinirliyim up here. I'm explaining a little bit more about what that is. So one of them is sinirliyim, one of them is asabiyim, and the other one is mazeritim var. And so I have put those on top of the video. And what I need to do is I need to make sure that everything is nicely aligned. That's a very, very important part of graphic design, is aligning things. So I'm going to add another ruler right to here, and these guys are going to get aligned to here, and I'm going to add another one to here, because this central part is not actually going to move around when we decrease the width of the browser. When people look at it with other kinds of devices where they have narrower browsers, this part in the middle is going to stay fixed. So now this is all nicely aligned. So let's give it a preview. So we have something like this. Is it interfering with his eyes, his nose? No, not really. These are in a pretty good location. But now let's animate these boxes. And you can do a certain amount of animation in Wix. Obviously it's limited, and it's especially limited in terms of time. However, you can still do some pretty nice things. Now the important thing with animations is that you need to be careful with them. You have to stay kind of like in a nice place. You shouldn't go overboard with them, you shouldn't go crazy with them. You should use them only where they are actually appropriate, where they will actually help your message. So let's start doing that. Now I'm going to click on here, and there's one which says fly in. Okay, but I'm going to make it fly in from left. So, oh, hang on. I made a mistake here. I should have selected the whole container box, and I actually only selected the text. So, okay, it's a fly in. We have it from the left. The delay, I'm going to give it a delay of like half a second, okay? And I'm going to make the duration less so that it flies in very quickly. And now let's see what that actually looks like. Great. Now we have this one here. So let's again let it fly in. Now the delay here is going to be a little bit more than half a second, like maybe 1.2, and the duration again I'm going to make that less, and it's going to fly in from the right. Oh, and I'm also going to click this, and I forgot to do that here, so I'm also going to do it right here, so that they don't keep playing over and over, that they always only play the first time that people are actually looking at this. So I just noticed that this was 0.8 over there, so let's make it 0.8 over here as well. So, and then we have the third box. So again, I'm going to let that fly in, but I'm going to make it fly in from bottom. And now this time it's going to fly in at about, oh, I would say like maybe 2.5 seconds or something like that. Again, only animate for the first time, and again come in quick. So now let's preview this and see whether the times are working. Yes, they are. So now let's animate this. So this last one that we animated, let's just double check this, is coming in at 2.4 seconds, right? So now let's animate this, let's make it fade in. So the delay should be like maybe 3 seconds. Again, only animate for the first time. And since this is a fade in, it can be a little bit longer. So this is the first fade in, delay 3 seconds. Now this one here, again fade in, customize, maybe 3.5 seconds. Again, only animate for the first time. And then this one here, again fade in, and now the delay can be maybe like 4 seconds, and again only animate for the first time. And let's give it a preview, see what this actually looks like. Okay, now I think what we need to do is I think we need to move these down a bit, because we're not really reading it. So let's look at it again. Okay, so there you have it. So that's your first version of how your home page could maybe look. So people could go to the other pages from up here, but then you can also, I mean, that's obviously what I'm going to be doing, what I intend to do if I were actually doing a real site here, because it says click here please, and then you can continue from here, and then it says buyurun, please enter please. So people can also click on these things and go to the other pages through here as well. And then when you scroll down, you have the footer, which we are going to be changing in a future tutorial. So that's the first thing you can do, is you can add a video and then also add animated pieces of text on top of that video.